I literally like one day I was tripping, right? And God literally told me like, okay, this how that happened. Remember when she kissed you on your neck? And I'm like,
Mm.
oh, she did do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if I'm being too honest, but it's like
No,
that type of
So what's poppin'? What's poppin'? It's your girl Rica Nadine. Period. And with the Rica Nadine show, we are doing something very much differently. So if you would like to be a part of the journey, please let us know at the email listed below. Or if you want to be a guest, the email listed below. Just we're about community. We're about inspiring, empowering, and learning. There is so much out here in this world that we still need to learn and still need to implement in our daily relationship with God. And that's understanding and evolving. And there's so many different things. So with the Rica Nadine show, we're going to be talking and expounding on that from different experts, from different witnesses, sharing their testimony, artists, performers. There's going to be so many different versions of ministry on my platform. So if you would like to be a part, like I said, the background. Okay, so what's poppin'? What's poppin'? It's your girl Rica Nadine, okay? Period poo. And you're tuning into the first episode of the Rica Nadine Show, which I'm super excited about. This show is gonna be very much different from Sipping Tea with Nene. Sipping Tea with Nene really was on the surface of things. Now we're gonna dive deep into conversations that should have been talked about but aren't getting talked about. So without further ado, I'm gonna invite my guest in, Mr. Ken the Messenger.
what's going on? How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Long time no speak.
Right. You were on the Sipping Tea with Nene. Now you're on the Rica
Yep.
Nadine Show. That's
Right. I
exciting.
love it. For
Thanks
sure.
for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
So I want to get into, I mean, like I said, you're on the Sipping Tea with Nene show. What's going on
Mhm.
now? What's happening? Like, give us an update.
First of all, I got twins on the way, so that's the most important thing right now that I'm dealing with. Twins, I know, right? Crazy. I'm
Okay.
actually the room I'm in now was my studio, but
Mm-hmm.
when I found out they were coming, I kind of got to take all this stuff down there. Put some
Mm.
bassets and
Right.
bottle warmers and, and diaper
Right.
warmers in here. I mean white warmers,
Right.
but other than that, still music. Like I'm still doing music. Now I just switched from um, God kind of revealed to me like my ministry is deliverance ministry. It's a
Mm-hmm.
deliverance ministry, and so it's like now I'm just kind of changing it from what everybody else was doing or kind of what I was doing to that. So yeah, it's kind of exciting, but it's hard at the same time. But we getting through it.
Okay. Well, first, congratulations to twins. Are you
Thank you.
excited about being a father?
I am very excited. My mom had me at 22, and so I it's kind of like exciting, but it's kind of nervous at the same. I'm nervous at the same time. I didn't realize everybody like you nervous, nervous. I'm like, no, for what? Like it's just kids. But as I
Right.
get closer, it's like, oh yeah, I'm nervous. And then I'm having a boy and a girl. So
Oh,
I
goodness.
didn't grow up with my biological father. So
Mm.
it's like I gotta be this role model for this guy, and then I kind of gotta be the opposite of what I was for this girl. It's crazy. It's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm excited, but still just trying to make sure that I'm living a lifestyle where they can look up to me. You know, a lot of times when we grow up, our parents used to say, "Do what I say, not what I do." You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I'm trying to change that now. So like, no, don't do what I do. You ain't even got to do what I say because I'm gonna show you. You get what I'm saying? So yeah.
Right. Right. My husband's the same way. Like he was like, when we have children, I want them to be just like me, but better.
Yeah, for
Because,
sure.
in life you learn a lot of different things, especially with the parents that are coming up nowadays. But the
Mhm.
parents before us were like, oh, you got to do it this way. Where the parents coming up behind us in our generation, they're very more open minded. Like, oh, like this may be going on, but let's process it this way. I'm seeing more of a gentle parenting style, which I
Yeah,
really enjoy.
absolutely. And congratulations to you on getting married. You weren't married last time we talked.
No, I
So
wasn't. Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you. So with you getting the news that you're gonna be a father, how has that changed your music? Is it deeper? Is it on a different level?
Yeah, so I released a song called Twins Prayer when I found out, and it was so hard to like be just real. Most times I grew up in church, right? Church kid, but I
Mhm,
also grew up in like the hardest part of Chicago. It's called Inglewood. I'm sure you probably heard of it. And so it's like I have this duality where sometimes um like I can be in church but not care about the people because my
mhm,
mindset like never was really churchy. But then there's other times where it's like um I know I'm still a minister in my own right, however that is. And so releasing Twins Prayer, I just pretty much was just like, God, I'm talking to you, but I know that other people need this, so I'm letting them listen. And that was like one of the hardest songs ever I got. Not really backlash, but it was just like backlash. It's like shade. You know how people give you shade, but they ain't talking to you, but they talking around you. It's like I got
right.
some shade. I got a lot of like wow, it's like a lot of people like you actually said that? You actually did that? Um, I even got some like, dude, this helped me so much. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of different perspectives. And so when my mom told me what comes from the heart goes to the heart.
Mm,
And it's like this music is changing because it's coming from my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm a gospel inspirational mentor to some people. I'm a gospel artist to some people. Um, I'm Christian for sure, and so it's like in my mind, I know I can't listen. This is you preaching one thing or you're saying one thing, but then at the same time you're doing another thing in your lifestyle. But the good thing about it, Rika, I was so happy. I never talk about what I'm not going through. Or I'll say this
mhm,
better. The good thing about it, Rika, was that I never talked against it. Like I'm always that guy was like who's like so I'll give you an example. Somebody came to me and they was like, Ken, I just can't stop having sex. I was like, why you coming to me? You know,
right.
why you talking to me? You know what I'm saying? I've
Right.
always been that guy. So because like I said, I got like this two sides to me. I was like, no, don't talk to me. Go talk to your pastor. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? But at the same time, it's like, okay, God, if he came to me, what am I supposed to say to him? And
mm,
most of the time, what I realized is God will send people to me that's dealing with the same stuff, so that God is like, okay, so if they coming to you, they see you as better. So you can't be on the same level. You got to grow. And so like
mm,
that has helped me grow. But it's very hard to answer your question. It's the music is getting better. I love it. I love the honesty. I love the transparency. But at the same time, it's like it's a lot more that comes with it that I never have experienced in my 7 years of doing music.
mm. Yeah, I actually went on your Instagram and I was like, oh, okay, like I'm feeling the transparency. Especially from a
Mhm.
man. I feel like women are so easily to get on social media and get into music and be very vulnerable and be very transparent. But with men, we really don't talk about the issues, or we don't hear about them talk about the issues. This
Mhm.
day and age, all we're hearing about, especially like on shows like this, we're hearing about, oh, what a woman can't bring to the table, this, that, the third. We don't hear like the heart of a man. And
Yeah.
I'm inspired. Actually, when I was hearing, I was like, okay, this is he's not only saying like I have struggled with this and I'm coming out of this, but it's like confessing your sins to your platform and then building each other up, if that makes sense. And I love that
Yeah.
about your page. I love pages
Thank you.
that I can go to and I'm inspired, like, okay, I'm not my sin. I'm not what I'm doing. I'm not,
Yeah,
these fleshly desires. I'm not this.
yeah.
So keep up the good work. I love that.
Thank you so much. It's just like a thing that I realize I don't have a heaven and hell to put you in, and same here. So I think with
Mm,
the church mindset that I grew up on, it's like, um, praise and worship leader get pregnant, she got to sit down. The drummer that got
come
her
on.
pregnant, he get to keep playing. Cause
True.
you can't be out front and still, and that's, I don't think in my personal hermeneutic on that is that if one gets sat down, the other one should get sat down. But another thing is, while we sitting him down, or while we sitting her down, when we not sitting nobody else down that's doing something different, you can just see
Mm,
their stuff. And so,
mm,
like for me, it's like if we're gonna get better, let's get better. We don't have to condemn each other. We ain't gotta try to reprimand each other. We don't have to um try to, I don't know, just try to break each other down. Like, no, you struggle with something that I don't struggle with. I struggle with something you don't struggle with. So I'm not gonna frown my nose up at you. If I can't get with it, I can't get with it. Like even if it's off the wall, you get what I'm saying? It's just like that's not my job. And I think that that's why God allowed me to have that duality where I'm raised in the hood, but I'm also raised in a church that's in the hood. So it's like I really don't care what y'all say. I really don't care what
mm,
y'all think. Um, and I have that tough skin, and I think that's why because like I can talk to people that has some messed up stuff because I'm a messed up
mm,
dude, and I look at them like, ugh, for real, you know what I'm saying? When I started doing Christian hip hop or whatever people want to call it, my manager is actually uh, uh, a homosexual. Um, the dopest manager that I've ever met in person. She actually used to be my teacher.
mm,
And when I started working with her, like we were going churches, and she was like, Kim, sometimes she would get the look, and other times, like when she came around certain people, they like embrace. And I always told her, I said, I'm never looking at you like that because everybody has their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what it is, regardless of like everybody, if you go and look at Jesus, when they brought the lady to her, he started
mm,
writing. Many theologians say he was writing down their stuff from oldest to youngest, whatever it
mm.
was. He said, I'm not going to even condemn you. Like, the Bible talks about it. I didn't send my son to condemn the world, but to save the world. So who are we to
Come on.
condemn each other when we all messed up?
True. That part.
Yeah.
That part. And I feel like even in the church, we don't really talk about like sexual sins. We talk about lust, we talk about greed, we talk about everything. And we touch on the surface. We really don't get into it. We don't talk about, why are we struggling with
The root.
wanting or having the need to have sex. We don't talk about those conversations. And this is time. It can be a normal thing. Like wanting to have sex, especially at a certain age, is a normal thing. But the church makes it nasty. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, this is something that God has created. And yes, it's supposed to be done in marriage. And yes, it's a covenant between a man and a woman. But I know so many women, especially from my mother's generation, who had children who weren't married. And I see them now, and they're just as best as the ones that were married and gave birth to. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't get the stereotype of like, having children out of wedlock and they're not going to be I don't really get that perception the church has, because even me, like, my mother was not married when she had me,
Hmm.
and but I'm still blessed. Even though what she may have been right, it shouldn't have been condemned. She shouldn't have been sat down in the church. And I like how
Mm.
you say that, because a lot of churches will sit down the woman and not sit down the man. Why do you think that is, though?
Because they can see you. And they need
Okay,
it's easy to replace a singer than it is a drummer.
okay, but what if it's the pastor? Like, say it was like the youth pastor or
It's
like the
easy.
assistant pastor.
It's easier to replace a singer than a youth pastor. It's more, and it also I think it's also a gender thing. I'm gonna be honest. Like I think it's pastor messed up publicly. He get caught up. I ain't gonna even say he confessed. He just get caught up in some mess. Yo, I'm sorry, X, Y, and Z. The church is forced to forgive him. That's the pastor. If
Mm,
you want to leave, leave. If you want to stay, stay. But when it becomes his nurse gets pregnant. She got to move to the back. We can't have that out, you know. Um, and I think it's a power thing. It's a power trip thing. It's a power thing. It's an ego thing, and that's why I'm so glad. Like when I found the news, I called my pastor. I said, "Look, pretty much I got twins on the way, X, Y, and Z." And he was, and like as we talked and we met, he's like, "Okay." Now I'm a drummer. I play for two churches on Sunday mornings.
Okay.
And he was just like, "Okay, you know, ministry not always pretty. Like
Mm,
you're an artist, you're a drummer. You just gotta figure out like how you gonna move forward with this. That's
mm,
between you and God though. Like you don't owe nobody nothing." He said, "Not even him." And so it's like you have that covering, and when your covering is like, no, your kids gonna still be blessed. And like
mm,
your mama, you're married and you don't have kids, so you're the generational breaker. Like you're that curse breaker. You just exit that out. So when people say like your kids can't be blessed from that, that you're the definition. That's not true because now your kids have something to look up to. You get what I'm
mm.
saying? So it's like we try to do God's job and we just not qualified.
And not in your business, but I'm gonna get in
Mhm.
your business a little bit.
No, do your thing.
Was your twins planned? Were they not planned?
So I would say they weren't a mistake. They just a bad decision at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like one of those things where it's like I wasn't planning them, but I knew what I was doing and I knew the risk, and so yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Do you? This is another. I may cut this. I'm
do
just
your thing.
nosy to be honest.
Okay, do
Do
your thing.
you intend on spending your life with the mother?
So where I'm at now, I'm literally, and I'm glad you're asking all of your questions. I'm at a place now. I'm like God. Um, I want to be led by you. You know, I did my own thing. This is not my first pregnancy, if you can say. It's not my
Mm,
first. It's like I said in the video. I've been dealing with women since I was 7, like
mm,
sexually. So at this point, it's like God, I'm tired of it. I'm over the hype. I'm
mm,
over the emotional. I had these feelings, and it's like God, like now I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I know how to. I've been. How you just deal with stuff so long. You got headaches, and to other people, they're like, "Oh my God, your head be feeling like that."
mm,
But now you're just so used to it. You've been with it for 10 years. You know how to cope with it. You know how to deal with it. And it's like, no, it's fine. Trust me. All I got to do is take 2 aspirins, a shot of Patron, a Ben, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know how to deal with like whatever illness or whatever it is. And that's how I feel. And so now it's just like, I just want to be used by you. Like, I want to go by your will. That's where I messed up at because I was in a situation. Um, and I didn't go by his will. I kind of did my own thing. Like I didn't care about the music. I didn't care about the ministry. I was like, God, I'm out here. I'm lost. I'm stuck. You're not with me. I'm gonna do my own thing. And that's literally what I said. Like, where you at? You not here? I'm doing it my way. And after doing it
mm,
my way, it's like, okay, I ain't got no peace. I ain't got no,
mm,
and the fact is Isaiah 57 says he comforts the contrite. He comforts those who sorry. He comforts those who has a heart of sorrow. And the thing is that scripture is so amazing because it says he won't stay mad long because he don't want us to leave him.
mm,
So he'll be mad, but he won't stay angry because I don't like I'm mad at you, but it's like one of the things like your husband, I'm sure. You mad at him, but it's like, come here, it's over. I'm gonna let it go, or vice versa. And that's
right.
that's that's one of them type of things. And so, to answer your question, I kind of went alone. But to answer your question, it's like God, whatever you want from me, man. If you say no, single for the rest of your life. If you say no, marry this one. If you say no, do this. What I will say though, like I will always respect, honor, and give her whatever she needs,
Mm,
regardless of any relationship. I'm always be there. I just
right.
can't. I don't know. I'm in a place I can't say yes or no, even when it comes to like music or like what's next. I don't know. I'm literally like step by step, day by day. So
Right. I get what you're saying. I'm
mm,
I'm in the season to where people are looking. to me for answers, and they're like, oh, you're inspiring us, because the way I kind of got married was very much out of the blue. Like, I didn't tell
Mhm.
anybody. Of course I told my mom, his mom knew, like our personal families, but everybody like around me didn't know. So we kind of just put it out there, and now there's like this expectation of, oh, you guys are going to be used to inspire, young people, da da da, when you having children, this, that, the third. And I'm just like,
Right.
can we breathe? Can we be
Yeah.
married?
Yeah.
Like, because our dating wasn't like how normal people date. Like, it wasn't normal, it wasn't conventional, it wasn't expected. We've known each other for so long, it just happened. He was just like, you're the
Yeah.
one, and I'm make it make sense. So now I'm gonna
Right.
see people are like, okay, we're expecting something. And I'm like, I don't have the answers for you right now, at
Yeah.
least, but let me
Yeah.
go seek the Father. And I think
That's it.
more people, especially in this day and age, the way life is going, you know, our surroundings, these hurricanes, this, that, the third, it's really making people stop. Even though the pandemic was supposed to people stop completely and like take a step back and realize what's going on. I feel like we're in yet again another season to where people need to stop and like seek God, because people, we don't have the answers to everything, but we know a
Yeah.
God who does have the answers. So I love
That's
how
it.
you mentioned that. I love your transparency about it, because some men will come on here and be like, you know, she having my baby, she the one, and you coming and being real, like, it's complicated right now. I don't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
know,
I
so
don't.
I love that.
You sure?
So I'm gonna jump back into the music.
Let's do it.
Let me not be nosy no more. Um, so of course you're a gospel artist. I did not know you were a drummer. I did not know that,
Mm.
but I get the drummer vibe now because I
Okay.
dated a drummer, and I'm like getting the drummer vibe now.
Don't do that.
I
Don't do that.
I see it. I'm
Don't do
feeling
it.
it.
Oh God.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it
Okay.
now. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. But okay, so you're a drummer, you're a singer, performer, minister. So what do you do? Like you said, somebody came to you and was like, I can stop having sex. What advice would you give somebody who may be watching and was like, I struggle with sexual sins, I struggle with sexual immortality. What do I do? What is the next step?
It's the scripture that helped me so much. Whatsoever things are pure, keep your mind on those things. It's the same scripture, that's a different translation. But it says, keep your mind on those things, whatsoever is pure, acceptable, good thought. That literally has helped me um not make more mistakes.
Hmm.
Because if you think about it, when you keep your mind on those things, but and the peace of God that surpasses, I think that's the scripture that surpasses all understanding, will be with you. And I think that um peace, people think, in my opinion, people think peace just means like calmness or being okay with it. I believe when you keep your mind on those things, even when you about to go do your do, the peace of God is like, okay, look, you don't gotta do that. You good. Like, he don't even like you for real. He don't even really want you. He's bored just like you. Like the peace is like wisdom and just peace will just like come over you, I believe. And that's what I do literally to this day. I'm not better than nobody. I ain't worse than no like no. I just try to keep that on my mind and just realize that if I am gonna get married, no matter who I'm gonna get married to, no matter who I'm gonna be with, don't sacrifice that now. Even if
Mm,
it's the same person, don't sacrifice that self control. Don't sacrifice, you know, this moment when literally like God is literally so good to us. And it's like in those moments we ain't thinking with our brains, we thinking with our emotions and our body parts. And it's like God, like, come on, man. I want to get you out of this. He don't want us to be tied to nothing. He don't want to like we go to certain parties and you're just addicted to alcohol. He don't want that to be like a bad thing. He don't want nothing to no stronghold to overcome us. And so even sex is like I should be able to have a conversation with a young lady and I'll be thinking about, oh man, she's so gorgeous and and then I'm already in my mind, I'm already lusting. You get what I'm saying? So it's like
mm,
just think about like you have to overcome it. Don't let it overtake you. It's a time for all things. And like you said, marriage is that time, I believe, for so many reasons. But right now, it's just like, you know, and you ain't gonna be perfect. I'm not saying don't ever, you're not gonna ever have those thoughts. But when you have them thoughts, like, God, I need your help now. In Jesus' name, I need you to do everything you can do to help me and move yourself. This is another thing. Move yourself in situations. Like I literally like one day I was tripping, right? And God literally told me, like, okay, this how that happened. Remember when she kissed you on your neck? And I'm like,
Mm.
oh, she did do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if I'm being too honest, but it's like
No.
that type of thing. It's like you have to literally like I call it trace your sin, because you don't just sin. Something happens
Mm.
before that, so you don't just get
True.
drunk. No, at a certain point you realize, okay, I'm feeling very good. You start slurring on your words, and you still say, "Give me another one." At
Right.
that point, you should have been stopped. Or before that. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't just fight. No, 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 no. You was mad when you got there. And instead of you
Mm.
praying, calming down, and then going inside, you went in and robbed it. So
Right.
be angry, sin not. And then you started checking everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like trace it. Um, After you do it, just realize, okay, we can watch this, but we can't watch this movie. Or one time I was listening to music. It was completely innocent. I'm listening to R&B. I love R&B, old school. The Whispers, um, all of them. I love R&B. And the Holy Spirit was like, "You turn it up." I'm like, "Man, I ain't know nothing. I'm good." He's like, "Yeah, you
Right.
good. Your spirit is getting in your spirit, and you don't want that in your spirit right now. So turn it up for me."
Mm.
I'm like, "Nah, nah." And if not, it was literally like a conversation. He's like, for real, turn it off. Unless you want to stay stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, turned it off. And so it's like, just try to. That's all I would say. Just try to trace it, and yeah, and those thoughts, because the devil. See, I'm not gonna tell me to turn it off. The devil not gonna tell me to turn it off. So it gotta be God.
Mm-hmm.
You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
The devil like, no, turn it on, turn it a little louder, and then play R. Kelly remix. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Sounds
No, no,
so
no, turn that up. Yeah, turn that off.
No, I agree. I feel like with each and every sin, not even just sexual sins, there's always steps before you actually commit the sin. So, like you're saying, if she kissing my neck, oh, I'm already feeling something. Oh, if she continues, we're gonna lead to other things. So I love how you say that because a lot of people just think, oh, like they're just falling into sin. No, and to even make it even clearer, I even think there's a point where self-consciously we're like, I don't need to be in this situation. This
Hmm.
situation is not of God. Not in
Yeah.
every situation, but a lot of situations they're like, or something mentally is like, okay, this ain't going the way
Hmm.
it's supposed to. But then
Yeah.
something like you said, the flesh or the devil whispers and is like, continue.
Yeah.
And
You got it. You
which
strong enough. You can
right,
handle it. You ain't
right.
you ain't finna get
Playing with your
excited.
mind. Playing with your
Yeah, no.
mind.
Well,
So we're about to step into a new quarter, or we're in a new quarter. So are we going to be getting more music? Are we going on tour? Are we getting merch? Give us the tea.
I'm about to decorate this room.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just listen.
I
Okay.
I do have a new song coming out. It's called Faith Talk. I don't really know when. Probably within the next 2 weeks. So I am actually working. I'm actually doing a session before I do the room. I told my homie, I said, look, I gotta do at least 10 songs. Let's do a
Mm,
12-hour lock in. So that way I can still roll out content, still roll out music. But I didn't have a father growing up.
mm,
My dad wasn't around. And so and it was when I did see him, it was always work, work, work. And I refused to um be broke, not being able to provide, of course. But
mm,
um I just refuse to not be there. I'm there at everything, girl. I got like 3 apps on my phone. I know how big they are. I know when
mm.
they come in. I know if they come early. Like
Right.
I know everything.
Mm,
I'm telling the mama like, yo, you feeling this week? Just to let you know, you're gonna
right.
feel like you got gas and you're constipated. Like I'm there. And
Right.
so it's like I don't really know about the music. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best. God's gonna help me to do it. I'm gonna be consistent as much as I can. I'm gonna be. up. I'm gonna keep working hard, but I just can't promise anything because I really don't know. I do feel like before they get here, or like right after, God is gonna allow me to go on a tour or do something like really good or really big. I believe that. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. If he does, he does. And so I'm just working. I don't know.
Okay, I'm feeling it. I understand. Sometimes, especially with children, I agree. Being there, being not only there, I'm being present, being in the
Yeah.
moment. So yeah, I maybe I'm just being me, but I would love to hear tunes. Fatherhood, how fatherhood is going, and tunes.
Yeah. Yeah.
To
Yeah.
hear that, just
I'm
we hear we hear a lot of different things, but we don't ever hear it from the father. We hear it from the mother, like, oh, breastfeeding, this, that, the third. We want to hear it from a man's point of view. Oh, like when she was breastfed, it was like this. I felt like this. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I
One
mean,
thing I know, I'm gonna do a lot of like content.
okay.
So that's one thing that I can say like for sure. Like I'm gonna let guys say no. I'm doing content. Just like you said, a lot of men don't communicate. So like I'm hitting my homies up like so like my friend group, and that's another thing. Your circle. That's another thing. Your circle. So like I won't even say my friend group. Like the circle,
Mhm.
like five homies got 30 kids, and so I'm like, yo, how you do this? I don't know. Hey, how you, how you do this? I don't know. She did that, and I'm just like, okay. Well, hit up your second baby mama, see if because you was around with her to say, and it's like
See,
you, and it's like you just you gotta, if you want to get out of something, you gotta get out of something all the way in every aspect. If that means cutting down, we're not even on this question no more, but just cutting, just keeping your mind on them things and changing your circle too. Your circle is really important. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. Music content, something gonna happen.
I hope so. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to
Thank you.
even see content of you being a father. I feel like that's going to be very interesting because I feel like you're deep. Like you're deep, not only deep in music, but I feel like you're a deep thinker at times. So just to see your perception of fatherhood, the perception of your children, birth and labor, just to see that perception,
Yeah,
it's going to be very interesting. So
appreciate
I'm
it.
excited for you.
Thank you.
I want to see the nursery too. Like I want to. Those things should be documented.
Yeah, I actually want to record like changing this stuff and making it. Like I got my awards, I got plaques, I got pictures, I got
Mm,
like I don't want to take this stuff down. Speakers, mics, but yeah, I'm gonna have to document it all.
right. You got to put it in the closet somewhere. Put the plaques in the closet.
Goodness, goodness.
I'm excited for you. That's very
Thank you,
exciting.
thank you.
I love that for you. We didn't talk about music much anyway, but I want to know, who are you? Like, who's your current fave? Like, who is somebody right now, whether gospel, secular? Who are you listening to motivate you and keep you pushing?
Um, so I'm gonna do all genres. On the gospel side, I'm listening to a lot more like Maverick. I'm listening to a lot more just Victor Thompson. That's my go-to guy right now. The African
Mm,
Nigerian worship artist. That's my go-to right now. I'm gonna just say forget everything else I said. Victor Thompson for gospel. Inspirational like Christian hip hop. I'm listening to what's his name? Glow. It's a guy named Glow. He got a song called "I Love Jesus." That's my go-to song.
mhm.
I'm like
Okay.
type of guy. I don't listen to a lot. I listen to like a lot of the same stuff. I gotta let it
Mhm.
get like deep. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Um, and so yeah, hip hop. I barely ever rarely listen to hip hop, like regular hip hop anymore. R&B. I'm listening to throwbacks, old school. It's this girl named she did Misty. She does a lot of covers, like she does songs that's like older.
Mhm.
Um, and I've been listening to her. I'm gonna tell you her name in like 20 seconds. So her name
Okay.
is Samaria Joy. Been
Okay.
listening to her, Samaria Joy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
So
know who you're talking about.
yeah,
Samaria.
she's so good. Yep, she's so good. And so that's it. Like pretty much.
Okay.
I listen to
Okay.
myself a lot too, because it's like I just be trying to like um a lot of the stuff I wrote about back then I didn't understand,
Mm,
and so now it's like I wrote about this, but now I get it. You know?
mm,
Yeah.
true. I mean, yeah. I was telling this, I was in an interview the other day, and they're interviewing me, and they're like, "Oh, like, do you have any books out? This, that, that." And I was like, "Yeah, I actually have this book out about being single." I was like, honestly, as I look back, it's crap, but right then and there, I felt like it was, it was it.
Let's
So
go.
I was like, right. As I'm married, I was like, I looked over it recently, and I'm like, half of this is crap. Like, I should take it off, but people like I had this one guy reached out to me. He's like, "This is good," and I'm like, "Nah," because I'm telling you what I said in this book and what I'm learning now. I'm telling you, it's not the same. So it's
Hmm.
about growth, really. It's
Yeah.
growing not only as an individual, but as a Christian, growing in your
Yeah.
relationship with God. And like I said, even I I don't look at videos. I'm gonna say I look at videos. I don't listen to videos of myself anymore because I don't like the sound of my voice. I'm like, I don't know how my husband has married because at times like I can be so pitchy. And then sometimes I can be so like I find myself annoying. So I'm really surprised he doesn't find me annoying. But I can't listen to myself at all.
Well, you've been with
Like,
yourself for like a long time. He. It's like different when we all have our like moments where we like I can't listen to videos of myself either. But then I gotta
mm,
like post content, and so it's like I gotta listen to
right.
it. And then I gotta like, oh, Kim, why would you say that? Like I'm sure today
Mm,
I'm gonna look tomorrow whenever the interview comes out. I'll be like, Kim, why would you even say that? Like that was
right.
so dumb. But other
Right.
people be like, no, that helped me, you know. So
Mm,
it's just something we do to ourselves. But
true.
yeah,
True.
yeah,
I
no
mean, same
wasted,
with the
nothing
interview
wasted.
come out. I'm be like, girl, you could have avoided it this way. You could have did this question.
Uh-huh.
So
Yep.
irritated. But it's in the moment. That's what
Yeah.
matters. And I want to thank you for being transparent and continue to be
Of course.
transparent, not only
That's
about your
real.
journey, but what people may be saying to you and what you may be going on. Everybody deals with different demons and different seasons. Like now you could be dealing with this, and the next season you could be doing something completely different. So yeah,
Absolutely.
keep being transparent.
I appreciate it.
No problem. So I want to thank you so much for coming on. I'm excited about this interview coming out. Because the transparency, especially with this being
Yeah.
the first one, we're coming out with a bang. Like we're talking, we went right into sexual sins. I love that for us.
Yeah. Yep.
So I thank you so much for coming on and being a guest. So I want to thank you so much for watching another episode of the Rica Nadine Show. If you would like to see more, you can click on this video or you can subscribe to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you would like to be a guest, that's in the description below. Make sure you email me, follow me on all social media platforms. Until next time.